coffee up. Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you right, we rock your mornings all the time. Grab your coffee and your smile, join on in for a while. Hear that rooster sing, coffee's ready for a fling. Southern Fried has news for you. Updates on life's going on, and maybe a joke or two. Get up, pray up, and coffee up. Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you right, we rock your mornings all the time. Grab your coffee and your smile, join on in for a while. We got laughs, we got prayer, celebrate our nation every day. Love our vets, love our land. It's the home of the free and the land of the brave. Get up, pray up, coffee up. Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up, we start you right, we rock your mornings all the time. Grab your coffee and your smile, join on in for a while. So come on in and have a blast, for a good time that will last. Start your day with a smile, with the hosts that do the most. And get up, pray up, coffee up.
Well, good 4th of July morning to everybody out there. Hope y'all are having a great day so far. I'm Rob. This is Dave. Let's get this thing going. How you doing this morning, Dave?
Good morning, America and the world. Get up, get your coffee, get in the day.
Yeah, happy birthday, America. This is one of our favorite holidays right here. We love our country, we love our citizens, we love our vets, and love the freedoms that we have. And we all take for granted every day, and it's wow. We should really all be happy and be out there and celebrating this day.
There's some nice wins. Patriot Mobile has put out an email. They call it the Patriot Press, and I'll try to put up some of this throughout the next few days. But I love that company, and I'm proud to be affiliated with them. They are joining pro-lifers at the 2025 Celebrate Life weekend is one of the stories they have going on. They also are celebrating that the Supreme Court ruled that states can defund Planned Parenthood. Second story. They were also recognized as the Second Amendment Business Champion, hosted by the Second Amendment Institute in Washington, D.C. They said, quote, in a time when many companies shy away from standing firm on core conservative values, Patriot Mobile has remained a beacon of resilience, using their platform to boldly support and protect our fundamental right to bear arms, founder of the Second Amendment Institute said. And finally, well, two more. They're also sponsors of the Turning Point USA's 10th Annual Young Women's Leadership Summit in Grapevine, Texas. This event gathers young conservative women from around the country to encourage and prepare them to lead values rooted in faith, family, and freedom. And lastly, they're promoting patriotism in schools. They are Patriot Mobile sponsors the Flag program. On Flag Day, Patriot Mobile proudly stood alongside fellow Americans committed to preserving and promoting patriotism in the next generations. as the official Kenton sponsor of this program, they participated in the gala to celebrate a shared mission of restoring respect for the American flag and the values it represents. I love it.
Yes,
Great company.
absolutely. Yes.
We celebrate all those things.
We do. Every one of them.
Yeah, Anthony, there's several things. I guess we do on different days, but yeah, that's the official day that we celebrate. I used to have when I was a kid. It was a big. I'll still never forget what it meant to me. My uncle took me to this. I think we were actually down in Florida on vacation. He took me to this shop, and I just remember it was a lot of stuff, patriotism. They bought me some. He bought me this thing of fake. It was fake, but Confederate money. He was trying to teach me about, in his way. He was Puerto Rican. He was teaching me about history. One of the things that he bought me that day, and I had them forever, and I loved them. They was recreated documents talking about the Declaration of Independence and different ones, and they printed it on these. They made the paper look old timey, and it even had a smell to it. I don't know how they did that. And I would pull those. It almost felt like the parchment almost, and I would keep those in this envelope, and I would pull them out. And to me, it felt like I had like official documents for the country. And It's never too early to teach your kids about patriotism, about the founding of the country, and it plants in their brain that, to be proud of your country. I'll just never forget. I appreciate him doing that. That was something that really stuck with me for a long time, and to this day, really.
Yeah. Now, Anthony, we have a right to keep and bear arms in this country. It's called the Second Amendment. And you can say we misread it all you want to, but that is our rights in this country, one of our rights. So you can knock it if you want to. You have the freedom to do so, and we'll happily help you celebrate your freedom to do so here on the 4th of July in this country. But that is one of our rights, and it's one of the freedoms that we happily share. You have the freedom to speak out against that if you wish. So,
well, for all the knocking on it, the Supreme Court has stood up for that and defended that, and that's crazy as they've been sometimes. For the most part, not all, most part, they have stood with that, and it's like other ones that they try to find ways to maneuver around or manipulate, but it's been stood. It's stood the test of time. However, I am also of the opinion that there are some people who don't need them. The hard part is figuring out who decides that. What I'm afraid of is because of overreach of a federal government. Yeah, sometimes we're going to get it wrong. Sometimes we are. Sometimes freedom, you're going to have things that happen where maybe some nut gets a hold of a gun. But if you try to go the other way, then you end up denying people their rights. It's a tough balance sometimes. One thing that I'm a little concerned about, and I get it, is they say if you're having mental health issues, we'll take your guns away. And I get on the surface, I get it. But again, who decides whether you're having a mental health issue? And can that be used? I'm just always on guard against that. Can that be used to them say, well, he's acting weird. He stepped out on his back porch and peed off the back of the porch. That's not normal behavior. We think he's having a mental health issue. We're going to go get his guns. That may sound extreme. I don't know. This government anymore. I don't know. And I've peed off my back porch. I don't care anybody.
Yeah, I have too. I ain't peed off your back porch. I peed off mine. Well, Anthony, you say sometimes people take it to the extremes. Let's see what you're saying here before I say any more. Let's see. There's one thing that I don't. Okay, I'm going to say this on your first comment here. No, I don't like that. We can keep their arms, but sometimes people take it to the extreme. The extreme is what I'm saying. Oh, what's the extreme? If somebody had a guy living by himself had 4 cars that he bought, they were all his. We don't hear anybody say, "Well, you're going to the extreme." They had 3 refrigerators. Well, you're going to the extreme. You know, it's still his right to purchase and keep those arms. The straw buyers at gun shows, the feds are cracking down on a lot of that. You know, should there be some checks involved? Possibly some like a shotgun or something like that. I'm not, but handguns, they've really cracked down on a lot of those too. I think we got enough checks. I think now we need to, instead of worrying about the tool, we need to worry about the people that have them. As far as, if you have been diagnosed as having issues, you don't need them. So, but like Dave said, that in itself is a slippery slope.
Anthony, it may surprise you to know, I do own a gun, but it's a recreated black powder rifle that I used in when I were doing War Between the States reenacting. And my sister had left I'm not allowed to have a gun in the house because I have my granddaughter who came through a court case. I had to sign a paper saying this is the way the government works, that I couldn't have a gun around her. And so I gave my word. So I do not have a gun in the house, but I shouldn't say that online. But I stand for hunting rights, but I don't hunt. I have never hunted. But I do recognize and want the freedoms for those to do it. But I have abided by that. I don't carry anywhere I go, and I never have. I have thought about changing that. My granddaughter's getting older, but till she's 18, technically, by that agreement, which I've abided by, I cannot have a gun in the house. And so we just pray and hope that nothing ever happens. But you'll hear me being very pro-gun, absolutely, because I want to stand for the rights that we have. But I don't have a stockpile, and I seriously doubt I ever would. And to be honest with you, and I know people are going to not like that I say this, but it's for me. It's just for me. I don't like to carry them. I really don't. I'm kind of torn on that. I realize that there may come a time that I need that defense, but I just don't. I really don't want to.
Yeah, and as far as people stockpiling weapons, nobody ever complains when someone stockpiles toilet paper. Unless there's a shortage. They don't complain if you stockpile food. They don't complain if you stockpile. I got it. They don't complain about you stockpiling all that stuff. But because it's a gun, it's another tool or whatever.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I get what you're saying on that, Anthony, but the problem is, again, when you start restricting the ability of people to have the weapon of their choice, where does that stop? And I get the power of that gun, but your enemies will come at you. They won't follow the law, and they'll get a hold of them, and you want to meet force with force. Now, granted, we're not allowed to have machine guns, bazookas, tanks. There's certain things we can't have. That one is, but see, if they ever take that one away, they'll go to the next one. That's how it works. If you ever say, well, okay, well, maybe not, then they'll go to the next one, and you'll be like the farmer in Ireland who held on to one gun, a had a busted stock and everything shotgun he used to scare away the birds off his fields. He had 5 people invade him. He defended himself with that gun, and he was taken to jail, even though they busted in his home to rob and kill him. They got off, and he went to jail. That's how it can turn. That's how it can change. Ireland is a very hard place to live for that reason. You can't have them. So there's a yin and yang. You just have to watch because they get 1 foot, 1 inch, 1 hair space, they'll take it off. There's also people using cars to run over people.
Yeah, should we take cars away from everybody?
I mean, if people are going to do something, they'll find a way to do it.
Yes.
And you don't want to be left with your pants down while they got the opportunity to do that. You want to be able to defend yourself. I get it. And unfortunately, our schools are looking more and more like prisons because of the security we have to have. But you got to protect the kids.
Okay. Anthony, personally, I think you've been watching MSNBC and CNN way too much. AR-15. AR-15 is an outstanding hunting rifle. It is. There are other hunting rifles out there. But when you restrict, we've already have restrictions. We're not allowed to have machine guns, automatic weapons. We're not allowed. There's a lot of bump stocks and stuff like that. Some bump stocks we're allowed, some we're not. We got a certain length on barrels. We have a lot of requirements on our weaponry, on guns and stuff. When you single out one AR-15, you've singled it out yourself in this comment here. There's already said on automatic and semi-automatic rifle. There's already laws in place on automatic rifle. Okay, and why do you have an issue with the semi-automatic? I mean, it doesn't go full. I mean, you pull the trigger, but that's on any semi-automatic weapon. You pull the trigger. You have to pull it. You're jumping in on a tool. It's like a hammer. A hammer doesn't nail a nail in by itself in a board. You have to actually swing that hammer. So, I don't know where you're hunting at. I understand what you're saying. We hunt a lot, and there's actually laws against using AR-15 for deer hunting and hog hunting because it has an unfair advantage. I don't think so. Look, if you want to go out and hunt with a disadvantage, go ahead. You're going to be hungry. If you want to go out and hunt bow and arrow, go for it. If you want to go back to that age, do so. You have the freedom to do so. This is America. It's our birthday.
My gosh, Elmer Fudd was going out to get him a rabbit.
You darn Skippy.
Killed a rabbit.
Florida RFW.
Department of Wildlife.
Okay.
I didn't know what that was either. I'm not used to those terms from Florida.
Yeah.
I learn something every day.
That's it. Well, Anthony, enjoy your views on weapons. It's your right to blame. It's just America. You're right. You can blame the gun if you want to.
You know who's buying more guns today than anybody?
Who?
Women.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are getting classes. They're learning how to use them. The moms of America are packing because they are in fear that they're going to be attacked, raped, kidnapped, whatever. and they're going to protect them and their own. Their mama bear is going to protect her cubs, and they're locking their trucks and they're locking their guns. The moms of America. Actually, families are turning out to do gun training. There's a guy around here. He does. He's former law enforcement, and you'll see him. The whole family sign up, and they'll go to a class, to learn about that weapon, how to fire it safely, from people who are professionals. There's actually several of them, but there's one I'm a little more closer to, and their gun sales do very well in our area, very, very well. And I think across the country in most places, except those restricted communist areas like New York City and stuff, they do very well.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well,
we try not to watch any of them, Anthony. Legacy media is bad.
Yeah. CNN and MSNBC don't just want to take away your guns; they want to take away all your rights, and just let the government be in charge of everybody.
Up here in Tennessee, there was a group that was releasing. This is ridiculous. There was a group that was releasing the addresses for Tennessee gun owners, their home address, and putting it out on the internet. Are you kidding me? Like that's not right. They were getting a hold of somehow they got a hold of the records, and they were telling people where they lived. It's almost like go after them. Well, you better be ready.
Okay. As of right now, Anthony, on the gun zone, yes, AR-15s are currently legal to own in Florida for individuals who meet certain requirement restrictions. Florida does require a 21-year-old to be 21 and have you have to be 21 years old to own a long gun, and there's a mandatory 3-day waiting period. I think you can only have 5 rounds in the clip, or 5 rounds total in the gun. So, yeah, you can have it and you can use it, but you're restricted on the amount of ammo that you can put in it while you're hunting. So,
hey, Anthony, you need to download Rumble app. You're in here a lot. You need to come give us a chat in the Rumble side. You can keep that YouTube, absolutely, but get you a Rumble app. Come in on our Rumble channels and say something in the chat. It helps us out. You say one thing each month in Rumble. We appreciate it. I think you said you were Miami, Anthony, if I remember right. Miami. I've never been there. What's that show? Miami Vice?
yes, Rocket and Tubbs.
I honestly don't know if I ever watched the episode. My mom used to watch it. But
I like me some Miami Vice, dude.
Really, for some reason, whenever it was on, I was always doing something else. I think I've seen it on, but I couldn't have told you their names, and I can't tell you anything about the episodes. Hey, I get you, man. Hey, you know what? That's for discussion.
Yeah.
People disagree with me all the time. That's cool. And sometimes I'm just trying to figure out how I feel about something.
Yeah.
And that's okay, man. Hey, you know what? And here's the thing: as we grow, as we age, most people change their opinions on certain things. Some things we never change on. But I have over time, I have adjusted my thinking on certain things. And I don't really tell other people how to feel about it, or I don't try. But I do, I have adjusted. And some things I keep private to myself.
Yeah.
And not because I'm ashamed of it or anything. It's just that I don't want the argument. But there are some things that I've got friends that I listen to them, and they may think I agree with them 100%, but I don't. I just listen to them, and they're very adamant about certain things. But I, I'm not saying I'm against them. What I'm saying is I'm still trying to figure out for me how I feel about it, and that takes time, and it takes a lot of thinking and research, and I guess just becoming more comfortable with where you're at on the issue. And that's something I'm always evaluating how I feel about stuff. Um, and I don't. There is no issue that I just take and say just because somebody says I should or I have to or whatever. No, I'm a free thinker. I don't travel with the crowd, and but at the same time I don't make a big issue about it. And my friends, they may think I'm perfectly in line with their thinking. I may not be. I may be close, 85%. But sometimes there's things that I'm just trying to flesh out in my own mind and my heart how I feel. Everything I believe, because I'm not very smart. I'm not. It's filtered through uh, my personal faith in Christ, uh, listening to people that I really respect, studying the law, looking at the issue from all sides, and then just kind of falling in there, kind of where I feel about it. And no matter how I feel about it, the law is the law. And on some things, I may think the law is too far or not enough. It depends on the issue. But that's still my personal opinion. I don't go out and go on a campaign or a tirade because somebody has a different opinion. Or, and I'm not saying anything about you. I'm just saying this is me. What I go through these. Um, and a lot of times when you talk to your wife or significant other, you'll find that they're doing the same thing, and you may or may not be 100% in line, but you don't argue about it. You just have your feeling about it. It's okay because everybody has a right to feel the way they feel. And then we just, well, this is what the law is. This is how I feel about it. So I don't have a problem you doing that at all, man. I don't. That doesn't bother me one bit. Good morning, Michael.
Morning, Mike.
Lord knows we've disagreed on this program, and we're all friends.
What?
So I think we all are 300 plus million people. We all have slightly different views, but we generally come together under certain things because we believe in it. And I just think that it's okay. I think that if you look back at the founding of our country, they were doing the same thing, trying to figure out how they feel about something. And there were deep divisions within the founding fathers. It's a miracle we became a nation. I think it is the hand of God. I think without God's intervention and prayer, we would never have become a nation because they were bitterly divided in those early colonies. And aged Benjamin Franklin stood up. They were so opposed. He called for 3 days of prayer. Why? Because they were tearing into each other hot and heavy, and they were getting nowhere. And that move right there sort of opened the door. They still have battles ahead, but they started making some progress. We're all different. We're human, man.
That's it. Yeah, I had some other stuff I want to say on that, but I just think it's time to let it go. It was signed on the 3rd of July. And now we celebrated on the 4th, the day that it was announced. Yeah.
Anyway, we get to have some fireworks and have a cookout and have fun. So
That's right. We're going to celebrate our country's birthday. It's America's birthday. Another thing we're going to get to celebrate today is the signing of the big, beautiful tax bill.
I was reading the some of the leftist meltdowns last night off their X accounts. I read Gavin Newsom's, Pelosi's, who else? Hakeem Jeffries, and there was somebody else. I can't remember who it was now. Just utter meltdown.
The gnashing of teeth, the wailing, the pulling of hair. Amazing to watch. I may have to actually turn on the View and see if they're on today. I don't think they are. If they are, just to see the meltdown, because they're going to melt. Another Trump win, they're going to melt down.
Hey, Anthony, no, I don't watch the hot dog eating contest, but I will check in and see who won. I can't hardly watch it. It's an event. It's become tradition, but I don't watch it. But he's back. Joey Chestnut. He's the favorite. That guy ain't got no stomach, man. I don't know how he does it. What's the record now? I don't remember. What is the hot dog record in that? It's a lot.
I find it hard to trust any man that can eat that many wieners. Sorry, that did not sound right. I didn't necessarily mean it bad, but it sounded bad, and I didn't realize how bad it sounded until it was already out tape.
You soak it in water.
And
throw the water to it.
Okay.
That helps with the bread. You think it's over 200? Oh man, I eat 2 and I'm full. Of course, I've got them slaw and chili and whatever else.
Yeah, let me slaw though.
I've been having fun with them at church, talking about what they put on their hot dog. I like to give them a hard time. I'll say, what nut came up with putting that on the hot dog? And they'll say, what? What are you talking about? But everybody's a little different. Everybody's got their own personal idea of how to dress that dog up.
Thin Blue Line Strong has a very interesting comment that I would like to share here. For the 4th of July, for a lot of people here. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but it's this was obviously written by a conservative, but it says, when millions of illegals were ushered in through the southern border, you said nothing. When they abandoned millions of dollars worth of military equipment in Afghanistan, you said nothing. When they flaunted a 2-tier justice system, one for them and one for everyone else, you said nothing. When they covered up the Hunter laptop, you said nothing. I mean, this thing goes on and on and on. When you groomed our kids in school and hid it from the parents, you said nothing. When 300,000 migrant children went missing and no one had a clue, you said nothing. I mean, it looks like there's about 50 you said nothings on here. I'm not going to read them all. Here's another good one. When they sealed the January 6th commission files or lost them, you said nothing. You saw the corruption, the lies, the bad policy, the anti-American agenda, and said nothing. So please, spare us your crocodile tears and all your fake hysteria now. For 4 years, you watched this country get run into the ground on all fronts, and you said nothing. Now it's our turn. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday.
And really and truly, I mean, that's kind of a fairly accurate description. I mean, they just all ignored what was going on. Didn't want to see anything then, but want to see everything now. Oh my God. Oh, your sister's headed back to Vegas today. Well, hope she has a good trip.
Oh, yes. Vegas bound.
Mm.
I talked to Chickbait last night. She was saying she was going to get the kids settled down, put the earplugs in. She don't really do the fireworks. Get the cats all involved in something they like sound behind them while it goes on. Be careful with your fireworks, folks.
Absolutely.
Remember who makes most of the fireworks. They don't care if your thumbs get blown off, your eyes get blown out. Way to go, Michael. That's pretty funny.
I really think that Hakeem Jeffries is a modern day Pee Wee Herman in politics. I think he's more like Pee Wee Herman than anything else, you know. And now you are one of mine, you know. Just come on.
They're to go on a tour, the Corey Jeffries tour or something, you know, the Booker Jeffries tour. They're a comedy team. Pelosi would be the intermission, you know, woman carrying the sign around, like in a boxing match. Round 2.
Well, it's like Barack Bush and George Obama. You know, those two guys there, you know, oh, we need to keep USA. Both of them. Oh my gosh, we need to keep USA. How are we going to keep wasting all this money and providing all this funnel for our elected officials to get their money? Shut up. Well, Jake's telling you to take that hat off.
Why would I want to do that, Jake? Why would I want to do that?
Well, if you had a pretty bald head like mine, you probably be happy to take it off.
I don't even have that, so I might as well keep the hat on.
Well, I bet you a lot of folks are sleeping in this morning. They had to go to work today. They're sleeping in. They're like, we're not getting up. So we appreciate all y'all that are tuning in this morning. We're glad y'all are with us.
I went around last night and I was looking at some of these. And this was Her Highness for the left, Nancy.
Oh.
Kind of hard to read, but she says it ushers in a dark and harrowing time for America's children. Rob, when were they concerned about the children? Seniors, veterans, working families are the most vulnerable in our nation. The Republicans' big, ugly bill is the biggest transfer of money in history to the wealthy and well-connected. Isn't she the wealthy and well-connected?
Yeah. Yeah.
Paid for on the backs of everyday Americans. It is an immoral Robin Hood in reverse of bad economics. And she goes on and on and on and on and on. I'm like, shut up. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
What's funny about that to me is, you know, they had 4 years to do whatever the hell they wanted. And they run the country right into the ground. Inflation through the roof, everything else. And, you know, now they're going to complain when someone has to come in and fix their mess. And it was a mess that they created. So now let's just go ahead and rant and rave about somebody trying to fix it and trying to do, what's something good for the American people instead of using them as your freaking lackeys or whatever. Oh my gosh. Hmm. On the Cornbread Nation show last night, we were talking about people, what to and not to, what you could say to police officers. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't when they pull you over. And, do you know why I pulled you over? You were looking for a date. That may not be the right thing to do, but it kind of feels like that's the question they've been asking us. They asked us for 4 years under Biden. You looking for a date? Here you go. We got a date for you. And just broke one off in the country. Well, Michael, I saw something about that too. I'm not sure if he is remembering or hearing that correctly, or if it's wishful thinking on his part, or if the world leaders are as dumb as he is. And I'm seriously leaning more toward that. They're asking him to get engaged. Yeah. It's crazy. Mm-mm-mm.
Hope everybody eats some really good food today. Some people are more into ribs or burgers or chops or hot dogs.
I think I'm going to do a couple of hot dogs and a couple of hamburgers. Michael, you're probably right. Probably ask you about incontinence. If you're gonna ask those kind of questions, I mean, you want to ask somebody that has those issues, and I'm quite sure there might be some incontinence issues there. All the ice cream that he eats sitting on the beach, it's probably hard for there not to be. So,
I think they're at the point. Oh, Joe, he's so bad now. Jill's probably going, "You did good, Joe. You did go. You did good. You went boom boom in the toilet, not on the floor."
And you remember to do the paperwork. Because no job is finished till the paperwork is done. Oh no, I don't have to change your dependents.
Dr. Jill has kind of disappeared. She's not been heard from much lately.
She might be keeping a low profile for a reason.
Joe Biden was spotted. He had comments. I don't think he wrote them.
No.
I think somebody wrote them for him, but they put him out on his social media. I know he didn't write it because there wasn't any "come on, man" or nothing like that. It just didn't sound like him. He didn't write it.
He said that Biden also revealed he's been working on a memoir since every president is expected to write a memoir. He described himself as working like hell to write a 500-page book that his publisher wants out by March of this year.
That dude ain't writing jack.
Yeah, he ain't writing nothing. He can't remember 5 pages worth, much less 500.
I wonder if he'll have a chapter on corn pop.
Oh, you know they will.
Me and corn pop.
Yeah. He probably has said, well, I named that cereal after him.
By the way, his boy says he's broke. He needs money. He's got no money. Hunter's broke.
He needs to make some more crappy art. You see what I did there?
Poor Hunter.
I feel bad for him. Everybody makes fun of the way he chooses to express himself.
It's okay, Hunter. You're not the first one that most of your money went up your nose. You're not the first one. You won't be the last.
I think
Daddy ain't got no pipelines to money now, not like he did.
No. I think you should just be glad that kind of stuff doesn't come in a suppository.
Call up your friend Zelensky. See, he still got some money floating around.
Yeah, we gave it to him.
Trump says he believes that they shouldn't get many more weapons. I think he's fixed to cut them off.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be crying about that too.
Oh yeah,
Russian. He's a Russian friend. It's a black hole.
Yeah.
Zelensky can't win.
Well, and he doesn't want to stop fighting either. I guarantee you, Zelensky will disappear when this is done.
He will.
He will disappear. He's put away enough money. He's going to disappear. He's out there trying to get more. And he's going to take it with him when he goes. You watch it.
Yeah. He knows he can't win this war.
Yeah. And he's just going to take it with him. And I believe that. I might be wrong. You'll have to prove it to me. But
he reminds me of that guy, that kid that jumps around all the tall kids, I want the ball. Give me the ball. You want the ball? They pass it to the next guy. He's got it.
Yeah.
And he's running back, keeps jumping up and down. Give me the ball.
They're playing keep away with him.
And they bounce it off his hand. Oh, you should have called it.
Why didn't you catch it? I thought you wanted it. Do you not want the ball? Make up your mind.
I wonder 1,000 years from now, will Zelensky be even remembered, or will he be a little one-line mention in a history book, or Hunter Biden? Will he be remembered by those that come after us in the hundreds of years to come?
I don't know. And I'm thinking not. I think he'll be largely forgotten. Because I'm already wanting to forget he ever existed, So let's just let it go. Goodbye, Zelensky. It's going to be interesting watching how this next turn of events works out for you.
I don't believe in aliens, but if there were, we can only hope that they abduct Hunter. And he's off making other planetary videos like he had on his laptop where he's in his underwear, sunglasses. It's like Bill Murray said, I want to party with you, dude. The aliens are like, hey, you're fun.
Oh,
your daddy's old stogie. We picked him up. We probed his brain. We didn't find nothing.
Well, at least they were looking in the right place because you know where they probe. So they were looking in the right place at least if they were looking for his daddy's brain.
Reminds me of that old TV show Roseanne where they pick up Tom Arnold. It's hilarious. I don't care for Tom Arnold's politics at all, but the dude's funny. I like his humor.
Yes. Well, he was married to Rosie O'Donnell, to what's her name?
Roseanne.
Yeah. He was married to her, so he's got to have a sense of humor to put up with that. My goodness. He's got to be able to laugh at life. Oh my. Could you imagine rolling over every day hearing that voice, Dave! Ah! Get out of here! No. Oh my gosh. What a horrible, horrible way to live your life. Oh. The aliens went to probe Biden to find his brain. They said, we didn't find his brain, but we found you some more paints and stuff to use on your paintings there, Hunter. Your crap paintings, the ones you make with feces. We found plenty of this in him, but no brains. Unless he's using this for brains somehow.
They'd have brought Joe back for stinking. They'd be like, man, you've stuck up our spacecraft.
Yeah. Dude. Okay. Now, this is on Fox. We were talking about asking him to get involved, or Biden. He says, this is Biden's words from Fox. Says, I'm getting calls. I'm not going to go into it. I can't. From a number of European leaders asking me to get engaged. Well, number one, this is Biden talking, I'm pretty sure. Because he says I'm not going to get into it, then he gets into it. I'm not, but I asked me to get engaged. I'm not, but I'm giving advice because things are different. I thought you just said you weren't going to get engaged. Now you're saying that you're giving advice, so you are getting engaged. Then he says, how can you just walk away? You don't see me out there publicly doing a lot of this, but I'm also dealing with a lot of Democrat and Republican colleagues, all of them wanting to talk. Not because they think I have the answer, just to bounce things off me. That's elder abuse. What are they bouncing off of him? Basketballs, bowling balls, tennis balls, bullets. I don't know what they're trying to bounce off of him. And not ideas. It doesn't say ideas. And it just says not because they think I have the answer. They know we don't have an answer. They just like bouncing things off of him. You see if it'll actually how much height it'll get. Bowling balls don't get too much height when you bounce them off of him. I'm seeing a lot of office holders. I'm not looking for them. They ask to see me. I see them. So I don't want to get engaged, but I'm getting engaged. And I'm not going to get engaged, but this is how I'm engaging. How can I just walk away? Well, one foot in front of the other, just like I did when I was running the country. Walk right on down to the beach, eat my ice cream, and fill up by the pins. Oh. He is so stupid. There may have been a time when he was smart. Okay? But he has slipped so far mentally.
Joe was never smart.
No, I don't think.
And remember Obama's words about him. Never underestimate the ability of Joe Biden to what things up? I'm not saying the word.
We'll just call it screw him up. How about that?
And that's his buddy.
Yeah.
So-called buddy.
Yep. You're probably going to.
He was a buffoon.
Yeah. Michael says they're probably going to direct a comedy called Sleepy Joe Chronicles.
Sounds like a bestseller.
You can come on with the theme of Gilligan's Island. Now, this is a tale of a dumbass who ran for president. Oh, Lord. I never thought that I would see anybody get elected on, hey, vote for me. I'm not Trump. and people thought that was a good idea. You know, people actually thought that was a good idea. Oh, we're going to vote for Biden because he's not Trump. Look what that got you.
Well, that didn't work anyway. We know what happened there anyway.
Yeah.
Truckloads of ballots. We know. Can't say too much. I don't want to get struck, but you know.
Yeah. Well. Well, you know, they're finding out now that there was, Chinese complacency in that they were sending fake IDs and stuff over for people to use.
Yeah.
That's being investigated now, and that's going to come back on Christopher Wray, I do believe, because he said that nothing like that happened. Oh no, there was nothing. Oh no, 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 no. Now they're finding out that it was actually true. It was happening. It's a lot like that Hunter laptop. To find out more and more about it, we're going to get to see some walks of shame for this over. Come on, Cash Patel and Danny Bonbon, get this thing moving. Let's see some walks of shame. Call these people out, press some charges, do it, please. We want to see it. That'd be a best birthday present you could give us for the 4th of July for the country. It's the country. Give them a birthday present. Do it. Let's see some walks of shame. Dude, that'd be awesome.
Purple.
Yeah. We want to see it.
I'd love to see Adam Schiff being brought out of the house. That neck of his, head bouncing. What's going on?
Wobbling around.
Joe, Nancy, help.
Save me. I was there for you.
They're like, they pick up the phone, and when he calls them, they're like, just hang up. Or they say, hey, don't ever call here again.
Yeah. Hey, this is my personal line. You call and talk to my assistant.
Remember the old commercial? They tried to, way back, they tried to make Trump look bad on the first term leading up to it. Who do you want to call it when, like the line goes off, the phone goes off for an emergency around, for the nation. And Hillary was supposed to be like the experienced, the one who gets it done. And of course, she didn't send no help. The line just rang. No help. That commercial backfired on her big time.
Oh, yes, it did. I'm going to tell you something else. Hillary I can't believe she got as many votes as she did. I'm still in shock and awe over that. I know Trump resoundingly. I mean, she may have won the popular, but he won the Electoral College, which is what matters. And this time, can you imagine if they'd have picked Hillary to run instead of Kamala this time?
Who would you rather have a bad weekend with? Hillary, Joe, Pelosi, or Schiff?
Dude.
If you had to choose one.
Dude. I ain't choosing none of them. No.
That's a bad weekend.
Well, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, bad weekend is like the understatement of the year. I mean, the bad 5 minutes would be just letting their egos make it turn sideways and make it through the door would be, my God.
You get a card in the mail that says you win a dinner with and list those 4 options.
I'll go to Burger King through the drive-thru. The heck with that. Why in the world? You know what? I would do it if they'd let me interview them for the show. I would accept that torturous assignment. Yes, good morning, U.S., Janet.
Good morning, Miss Janet. I would you would select Joe, and he could dress up as a classified document.
Oh, you can steal his car then.
So wherever you went, let me see Joe Biden and the classified documents.
No, he'd throw you in his Corvette. You just drive off with it. I was keeping all those in my garage. Oh my gosh. I can't help but think if Joe Biden and Maxine Waters had a baby, that it would grow up and look exactly like Adam Schiff. Now, I'm not saying Adam Schiff is a love child of Maxine Waters and Joe Biden. I'm just saying he looks like he should be.
Yes, it is, Michael, because they're going to get billions of dollars to do that with, or millions.
Yes. And no taxes on tips, no taxes on Social Security, at least for a while. You know. So it's like giving the country a pay raise. So, yay.
I was saying this last night. There was some nut on TikTok that was claiming at the Alligator Alcatraz that they're buying incinerators and putting there, and the deportation planes are actually circling back and bringing the people there to be incinerated. How stupid! Like we can't track a plane, and people believe that crap. Some liberal hack is out there saying that.
Yeah, and you know good and well, alligators don't eat ash. They want live food, dude. They like to kill it themselves. We're not going to waste money on no incinerator. We're just going to open the gates and run them out.
But New York is going to spend $1 million a pop on the porta potty. That's a high class poop.
Man, that thing better have a gold plated lid. Somebody in there to wipe your hiney for you when you get done or give you a shake, whichever you need. They better have somebody. Oh my goodness. You better not have to do nothing when you come out of there or go use that one for $1 million for a porta potty. Now what kind of asinine? Oh, well, this is the Porta Potty 9000. It's got extra features. It's got a little thing on it. When you spin it, it tells you door is locked.
It reminds me of that Beverly Hills Cop 3 where he has the futuristic weapon and it gets stuck on the route. He's trying to shoot the bad guys. That's the voice of that weapon that they were playing as he went to the shop, and his friend was selling those things. That's the voice you're going to hear in that thing. It's asking you, welcome to the poop house 5,000 or whatever, and you get stuck in there, and there's like music's going off. Hey, I know a guy who got stuck in one in Europe. It closes to clean itself, and it got hung up, and the guy couldn't get out.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? Like, you remember 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
Hal?
Yeah, Hal.
Open the potty door, Hal. Okay, Dave. You go inside. Okay, close the door, Hal. Okay, Dave. Closing the door. And it's like, all right, Hal, I need out. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Why not? You're not authorized. Beginning clean cycle now.
Yeah.
No, Hal, no.
There's no doubt. No doubt.
Wow. Michael, why can't the python devour Democrats? Why do you say they can devour humans, just not Democrats? Are you saying there's some things even a python won't eat? Just wondering. Just wondering. I think they'll eat most anything. You know. Happy birthday, America. Michael said eating Democrats would be like eating crystals with tacos. Oh my goodness. Crystals with tacos. Could you imagine a crystal taco?
No.
Well, I'm going to say this. You know, whoever came up, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Whoever the genius was that came out with using Doritos to make taco shells for, yeah, they're geniuses. I love them. They're absolute geniuses. Uh, uh. Have you ever ate the Doritos Locos tacos, Dave?
No.
You like Doritos?
I do. I don't eat them much anymore, but I do like them.
Whoa, having that Dorito shell on the outside of a, oh man, those are good. Hey, credit. Salute. Alligators would eat them as a laxative. You talking about the Democrats or the crystals and tacos? Gotta be talking about the Democrats, whatever. That's funny. Well, hey, everybody out there, happy birthday, America. Y'all be safe out there today. Have a great day. Keep all your fingers and toes where they belong. Watch your youngins while they're out there playing and having fun. And, you know, we are still under a high threat. Not telling anybody not to go out, but keep your heads on swivel. Watch what's going on around you. If you see anything weird going on, call it in. Please. You might just make a difference. So be safe out there, guys. Have fun. Celebrate America's birthday. It's America. We love it. Absolutely. So, Dave, what else you got this morning?
Let's have a great day, folks. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Happy birthday, America. We give you a great old big salute. Y'all have fun. Do all the good things that you normally do.
Welcome to the morning show with Dave and Rob on the Southern Fried Podcast. We get you up